smaller Guan Dayou. Still in their zone. Out of bounds off the Lioneers.
That's something we've seen Williams struggle with a bit with those changing defenses. Again, last weekend he did a good job in the man situations, but as soon as the defenses tried to change up a little bit, struggled a bit. Seeing the turnover again right there.
After a quick break, Willie Warren's back in the game. So is Quincy Davis.
Yeah, you can see Coach Yang Yifeng obviously going with a very quick rotation, getting guys in and out, trying to keep up that pace they started at the beginning of the game.
Also number 6, Chen Jian, that's Elliot Tan in the game. Right now matched up against the basketball. Underneath, Davis, with a lot of space. Reed cutting through the middle, and easy 2.
These pilots have done a great job passing. Their imports and Quincy Davis are so unselfish. We've seen Willie Warren with some great passes. Q, so the nice pass to his cutting teammate for the layup.
Lioneers down by 3. Julian Wright with the shake and the shot.
Again, just individual offense. Julian Wright, obviously an experienced player. Great one-on-one move to get the bucket.
Guan Dayou to Reed, who's wide open, and swishes that one.
Yeah, we can see Pilots obviously prepare for that 3-2 zone that the Lioneers are showing with a couple nice possessions to get good shots.
Dante working on Reed. Lefty hook, rattles in and out. Right for the rebound, but blocked. He'll hook to the other side and finally finish that one. Lioneers needed it. To the corner. Again, now Animal underneath. Little tic-tac-toe action for the Pilots, pulling it to a 4-point lead.
But again, off of a make, the Pilots able to push it, get a wide open layup under the basket, something the Lioneers have got to correct going forward.
Underneath, off of a Pilot. Lioneers not playing with the pace that they probably wanted, right? Actually, the Pilots with a good pace, good speed. Dante from the right side, his favorite spot. Reed with the rebound. Slow to break out. There the Pilots go. Back to Reed. He's able to get through the middle again. The ball pass poked away. Guan Dayou will have to get it out. With a flare screen, Warren shoots. A little off, and Davis, no one there to box him out.
Again, with no to beat in the game for today's action, it's going to be very imperative for those locals to get on the defensive board for the Lioneers, or else it's going to be a long night.
Williams to right, with it between the legs, off to the right. Pilots trying to increase this lead ever more. Davis underneath and slams it home. Timeout for the Lioneers. Kobe Lewenstein enough.
Again, Quincy once again doing a great job of just getting behind the defense. Willie creating opportunities, dishing it right off to Quincy for that easy 2 points.
Heading into the timeout with 1 minute and 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Stay with the broadcast or switch to the other link, because be sure to watch the night game between the Formosa Taixing Dreamers and the Taipei Fubon Braves at 5 p.m. Pre-game will be the December MVP award ceremony for the Braves Jet Zhang Zhongxie. Right now, listening in on the listen to the Pilots huddle as we get to see them working freely into the interior. They need to prevent those penetrators. The Lioneers do. Yeah,
we mentioned it earlier that the Pilots bigs do such a good job of just getting in that dunker spot, waiting for their guards to penetrate. The Pilots, regardless of whether it's Warren, Ayao, Davon Reed, they can get by that first line of defense. As soon as that big pops up, they just get that little dump pass for those easy 2 points. Again, something that the Lioneers are going to have to solve going forward in this game.
The score right now, 27-19. The Lioneers finally break out of their huddle.
I don't know, Ryan. It seems to me that the Lioneers definitely take the longest timeouts of the 4 teams with all the league.
Maybe somebody should look into that and keep track of that.
I'm sure one of our many viewers at home can do that, right?
We Would appreciate all the help we can get in the Plus League with miscellaneous statistics like such. Couple substitutions. Now Xiaosui with a basketball, number 1. They call him Atu. I wonder where that came from. That's like a rabbit nickname. Now underneath to Henry Pangwahan, but he has that pass poked away. Laying at the basket. Able to finish over Evans' block attempt. That's Guan Dayo. His first points of the game. Another turnover, and Davis haven't even returned yet to score 2 more points.
And that's where the Lioneers are going to have to figure out the difference between playing fast and playing in a hurry. That time, number 1, Xiaosui, a little bit in too much of a hurry, making the reckless pass leading to the Quincy Davis dunk.
Not a lot of movement his way, so he'll go to the basket and get a shot block. Guan Dayo saves it. Lianto slow to the hoop with the Euro, and a little bit off. Lioneers fortunate there. Julian Wright to the inside, other side, back to Julian Wright. Lefty bank shot is in.
Again, great extra pass by E after getting blocked at the rim last time, making the easy dump off pass to Julian Wright for the 2. Much needed basket for the Lioneers.
Committing the foul, they have a couple to give. Only 7 seconds left in the first quarter.
Again, but we see the same problems coming up for the Lioneers. Just reckless turnovers leading to easy baskets for the opponents. Again, leading to this 10-point lead here in this first quarter.
Davis from the top, he can't shoot the 3, choosing not to, but until now, rims out. Elliott with 1 second left from 3/4 will be off, and that is the end of the first quarter. 10-point lead for the Pilots, taking advantage of the Lioneers' sloppiness. We'll be going to the first and second quarter break and back after this. Welcome back to the arena. Thanks for sticking with us through a little bit of technical difficulties. The Lioneers down big, down early to the Pilots, usually jumping out on teams. Young Tianhao driving through the middle with a pocket pass. How did he find the space? Wesley with a finish.
Great lefty finish there by the veteran Wesley Wu there on former teammate Pom Pom.
Good start so far for the Lioneers in the second quarter. Tianhao applying the pressure, leading the pass to the other side. Su Jingyao, and out to Reed. They're paying him a lot more attention now. To the corner, Ayao will drive, pump fake, and get the foul. That's Henton on the jump.
Again, great job by Ao there, attacking the closeout, getting the defense up in the air, able to get to the line. Again, after his last game with nice shooting from the perimeter, he knows that they're going to close out. A little pump fake to get him in the air. and then getting the contact.
Su Jingyao was the hero in the last Pilots win, scoring 16 of his 22 points in the fourth quarter. That was an incendiary finish to that ball game against the Dreamers.
Yeah, making those six 3-pointers in that last game will definitely get those defenders closing out a little bit harder.
So with the free throws made, 33-23. Tianhao, given the responsibilities of directing traffic, is good. Elliott Tan from the top, rattles it, in, out, and out again. Scramble for the rebound. Hard to see what's going on from all the way here. There'll be a foul call on Wu Daihao, Wesley.
Yeah, but speaking of Wesley, we can see with the Lioneers struggling to start their offense in the half court, coming out of the timeout, going right to Wesley for those first couple possessions.
He thought it was a fair contest for the basketball. Looking at the replay, maybe a little bit of the elbow work, pushing Warren over. 2 fouls in the quarter for the Lioneers, none for the Pilots. Pick, that's Tianhao against Warren. He'll slow it down. Less than a 30% shooter from outside. A little conservative there. Elliott will try from the opposite side and miss. Reed to Ayao. Will hang on to it, just so. Reed trying to isolate, but getting doubled. Manimal looking for an option. And call for the jump ball. Good job by the Lioneers, rotating around.
You can see the Pilots continuing to attack those mismatches. At the beginning of the game was Oscar Gao. This time going after Tianhao. This time, Elliott Tan being able to get a hand on the ball to force the jump ball.
7 seconds left on the shot clock. Reed on Henton, gaining the screen. Making his way all the way to the basket. His shot too short. Pilots collect. Reed with the shot. Missing everything long. Tianhao with the rebound. The Lioneers have had rebounding troubles. Got away with that one there.
Yeah, and like we said, those ones, a lot of them got to come to the guards. That long rebound. Again, we can't expect the bigs to get those. You know, those mid-range, those long rebounds, the guards got to come back and help out a little bit.
Now imitating Julian Wright, Wesley will get the front court steal. Henton from outside, he hits.
And that's something the Lioneers need to have. Again, with them struggling on the offensive end, not being able to get shots in transition. Again, anything that LaDante makes in the half court is welcome.
Su Jingyao working on Elliott Tan. Get it out to Reed. Now he's on Tianhao. Notable size difference. Makes his way to the hoop and fouled from back. A little bit chippy right now. Davon Reed and Wu Daihao had to be separated. Looked like a fair contest underneath, maybe a regular foul.
Yeah, anything above the shoulders is going to get a reaction by these guys. So, again, basketball play, nothing dirty there, just physical.
After sorting this all out, looks like we're ready. And finally called for an unsportsmanlike foul in the end.
Well, obviously the refs didn't agree with me, something I'm very familiar with.
There's Wesley committing the unsportsmanlike foul. That'll be his second personal on record. So Davon Reed will shoot 2 free throws. Wait, that graphic can't be right. They labeled that for Reed, but he's at the line. Make the first. So far in the game, Reed has 13 points, make it 14. A little bit of chippiness. The Lioneers playing very desperate.
And that's what happens when you've lost 4 in a row, trying to get back into it. Oh, looks like we had a double unsportsmanlike. So both sides are going to be able to shoot 2 free throws. Again, the refs trying to jump in the middle, not let things escalate, especially since over the course of this season, these teams are going to play a few more times before it's all said and done.
Kobe Lund not 100% with the rules, just double check with the referees who shoots the free throws. And the referees confirmed it was the player that was fouled. Wesley 1 for 2 from the foul line. It will be Lioneers basketball from the center line. After all that, the Lioneers pull it to within 8 points. And we'll get going again. Ladante working with Wesley on that side. His mid-range shot is butter.
Again, we can see the Lioneers just initiating that offense with Wesley. As we see Pong Pong once again, those Pilots bigs getting out in front in transition, sealing off the defenders.
So easy points for the Pilots. Pan Guahan looks off a shot. He hasn't made one in a long time. Wesley now to Elliott. Nice set play for the Lioneers, and it results in 3 points.
That's something that the Lioneers desperately need. Again, he's been off the last couple of games, off some injuries, but again, Wesley finding the shooter in the corner for an easy three-pointer.
Pom from the top. Now they work down to Warren. Getting doubled. The Manimal will look off a shot. Pokes the foul by Elliott Tan a little late on the closeout.
Again, we saw the beginning of the game, Warren going after Oscar Gao, this time going after Tian Hao. He's going to have a mismatch in the post anytime he wants it with these smaller Lioneers guards like that Elliott Tan right there.
From the corner, Reed will swirl it in. 8-point basketball game. Largest lead for the Pilots so far in the game, up to 12 in that first quarter. Now Henton, natural lefty, will have to pass it out. Henry from way deep, from Kunting, he hits. Yao doing a swirl around defense. The pass poked away.
We see the Pilots taking a page out of the Lioneers offense, getting some sloppy turnovers early in transition.
Nice cut, unable to finish. Now Tian Hao with a rebound, and he'll score the finger roll.
But again, that early transition offense from the Lioneers is what they got to get. Got to get those easy buckets and not get stuck in the half court.
Well, easier than layups, maybe, are free throws. That's the 5th team foul for the Lioneers. The Pilots will be in the bonus for the rest of 7 minutes and 24 seconds.
Yeah, and that's as we see these Lioneers again. We've said it the whole season, they're not going to quit. Again, they got out to the early deficit. They've cut it to 5 here in the second just through those hustle plays.
Julian Wright back in the game, next to Davis on the block. Bouncing in the first free throw, Willie Warren. Setting up for his second free throw. He hits. And Warren continues to be perfect from the line. Up ahead now, Henton. Getting a driving kick from Elliott. Called out of bounds. It seems to be a very athletic play, but resulting in a lot of turnovers. The reverse step to hit the out of bounds line.
Yeah, that's something where defenses are starting to adjust. Again, knowing that Henton's a strong left-handed driver, they're forcing him back to that right hand. He's got to create some room as we see Pom Pom stepping back behind the three-point line for that nice three-pointer. Again, I know that's something that Pom Pom's been with the national team for the last few years, and the national team coach, Charlie Parker's been working with him a lot on that three-pointer. I'm sure he'll be happy to see that go through.
Elliott will retrieve, now kick to Henry. Takes his turn at the drive and throws it over everyone, out of bounds. You gotta go find a basketball now. Some Pilots working out behind the bench. The space afforded by the big expanses of the Taoyuan Arena. A maximum seating capacity of 15,000. incredibly large for a basketball venue in Taiwan.
It's like that old Alamo Dome in San Antonio.
Reed up top, getting the screen from Davis. He's got space. Give it to the corner. Now Pong Pong. Would you call that an alley-oop to Davis?
I would call that getting bailed out by her teammates.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how the scores table keeps that, as it's an assist or a missed shot. It is a home court, so hopefully they'll be kind.
Now Evan will shoot from the left side and be short. Tianhao with another offensive rebound. Able to hang on to it. Right now will control with a nice behind the back. Tianhao now from the side. Calvin underneath and block. Lioneers a little bit slow on that offensive possession. With numbers. Right. Committing the foul on the shot.
And again, I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing me saying it, but we can see Pong Pong getting ahead of the play, just occupying Julian Wright, creating that driving lane. We can see him there. Julian Wright can't get in front of the play, can only reach and get that foul. Great job by the Pilots big.
Zijingyao makes the first free throw. Checking out the team stats, the Lioneers have the lowest shooting percentage overall. Playing good defense, getting out in transition will be important for them. Oscar Gao checks back into the basketball game.
Yeah, and that's where they're still trying to kind of figure out who they are as a team. Again, in the half court, a lot of times they get stuck at the end of the shot clock hoping for one-on-one heroics. That's where they do their best work in transition, where guys can just play free, not think about it too much, and do what they do.
Oscar falls on the floor and have to throw it off of a Pilot. Sporting some neon green shoes.
Yeah, it's hard to miss Oscar when he gets on the court, regardless of whether it's his shoe wear or his on-court antics.
Wright will step back. Loves the behind the back and will dish it to the other side. Oscar with a reload and rattles it in.
Again, these Lioneers are so much better when their bigs are able to create. We just saw Wesley Wu do it a couple times. This time Julian Wright with the nice move, kicking it to the Oscar Gao in the corner.
Underneath, Davis had that one poked away. Celebrating 10 years in Taiwan. Looking at the replay.
Again, just great left-handed pass off the dribble to the shooter in the corner.
Zijingyao will try from the other side, and the Pilots counter with their own baseline out-of-bounds play.
Yeah, nice look off the out-of-bounds play. Willie to Aya.
Evan, he likes to pump fake and drive. Getting bumped around and called for the foul.
And that's what happens after Evan hits one three-pointer at the beginning of the game. The defense starts to creep up a little bit. Again, we can see a nice screen on the weak side for Ayao. Willie Warren, perfect bounce pass right into the shooting pocket for the assist. Again, Willie's proven to be not just a good scorer, but an unbelievable passer. Again, and that game last, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, having 11 assists to his teammates. Again, it's nice to see him start to fit in with the team better and better.
2 free throws made. We'll have a substitution where Reed and number 7, Lianzong, will come in for Pong Pong and Zijingyao. Warren hardly shot in the first game, his debut game against the Braves. He came out a lot more aggressive against the Dreamers. Those two teams will match up later this evening. Working it inside, Lianzong. Can't get anything going before a 3-second underneath. It's Quincy Davis.
Yeah, Manimal getting stuck with the ball a little bit too long. Q thinking he was going to shoot, just got stuck in the lane.
52-42. Score in the game right now. Right with a handoff to Oscar. Worked really effective against Zaitsev. Didn't see Wright open underneath. Now he gets it. Oscar with a drive and big bounce out of the hoop.
But these Lioneers are relying on those bigs to create opportunities for the other players. Again, just not able to finish on that play.
Lioneers settle into their own zone. Pilots are just passing it around the perimeter. Poked away that time. Lioneers defense doing the job. Now Henson fouled on his way to the hoop.
And that's what we've seen LaDante Henton do this entire season. He does such a job getting out early on the break, finishing through contact. This time, not able to put it through. But again, being able to get up through the contact and get to the line for 2 shots.
A lot of quick breaks and players coming back in now. Sijing Yao and Peng Peng will both check back in the game.
Yeah, it's been kind of cold in Taipei lately these past couple of days, so the Pilots going with a hockey-style substitution pattern.
LaDante hit the free throws, get his point total up to 8. He'll take a seat on the bench. Nope, he'll come over to us. Little misperception there on the monitor. Let's see if the Pilots figure something out against the Lioneers zone. Reed will drive. Load it up. Davis there, can't finish. Successful defense for the Lioneers. Henson again going to the basket. Ran into 2 Pilots for the block shot.
Good job by Ayo there, anticipating the Euro step. Jumping right in front of him. Again, we said it earlier, these Taiwanese refs, if you keep your hands up, they'll let you get away with a lot of stuff. Those hands down, they're going to call a foul. Ayo obviously going up against these refs for 7 or 8 years, knowing that very clearly.
Oscar will inbound. They really like him in that spot. He'll get it out to Wright. Calvin to Wright with the behind the back. Missing the lefty. Through the middle, Warren will overshoot it. He thought it was hit. Calvin to the hoop. His left-handed finish can't go, and Wright is there for the putback. You always say, Coach, got to follow up your teammates' layups.
Well, that's these imports are starting to understand their teammates better and better. They know that they may miss a little more than they should in those transition layups. Got to stick with the play.
Pass with a little bit too much mustard on it. Now Evans to the hoop. Miss, and there's Calvin.
Right
Just
on
like
cue. Right on cue.
The Pilots want to talk it over while we get ourselves settled down. 52-48 is the score with 2 minutes and 24 seconds left in the second quarter. The Lioneers doing a lot better job. We'll go to break and be back after this. COVID-19 is still a serious threat. Do your part in preventing the spread by wearing your mask outside of your house, washing your hands frequently, and following the guidelines of health experts. These measures, plus the vaccine, will get us through these times, so thank you. Pilots started out strong, but the Lioneers are making a comeback of their own, getting the score margin to within 4 points. The current quarter score of the second, 27-21.
Yeah, but this is how the Lioneers have stayed in these games. They're not going to be able to do it in the half court with the roster that they have, but being able to get out on the break, creating turnovers defensively is what they're going to need to do. Good job as we head into the end of this second quarter. Once again, creating another turnover out of that zone.
The Pilots were looking for Davis underneath, trying to seal off a couple smaller players, but that time athleticism wins out.
Yeah, it's what they do. They go high-low, pump on a Q, Q to pump. They have the size to do it. Just a little bit of a careless pass there, leading to the turnover.
Lioneers working against the man defense of the Pilots. Wright will pull out from way deep and hit that one from Manila.
Again, great individual offense there by Julian Wright. We've said it the whole game. The Lioneers get it late into that shot clock. Need those one-on-one heroics. Great job by Wright on that play.
Zone's been working so far. Switching out to Davis. Now to Reed from the other side. He'll drive and get the steal. Block shot by Wright. Pom. Couldn't get it all the way to his teammate. Pilots get the offensive board back, and the Lioneers, a little bit of a scramble. To the corner, Warren. Davis to Ayao from top, finally with an opening. Lots of numbers underneath. Pilots. Davis patient and fouled and one.
And that's where when that zone, again, we're going to be late on some closeouts, but the most important thing is after you force that miss, just get that rebound. Again, Lioneers struggling rebounding out of that zone. Once again, giving Q an opportunity for a three-point play.
Close to us, we see Julian Wright with his fingers wrapped. Saw him with that little injury in the first quarter, close to the beginning of the game. There's Wright is. The behind the back dribble to Evan. Shakes and going right. Enton looking for room to the hoop and blocked. Davis and Reed combined for the defense.
Yeah, you said it, Davon. Great job forcing him baseline Q. No one forced there with a nice block.
Out of bounds yet again. Looks like that, what do we call that? Is that like a negative step?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
the replay of the block, Davis, one of the league leaders.
Man, he just does a great job anticipating where his teammates are going to be funneling the offensive player, getting in there for the block.
Averaging 3 per game, leading the league by quite a bit. Oscar shaking and baking. Now Wright's turn. He'll shoot from way deep on the other side. Over the top by Calvin. That'll be a foul of the Lioneers.
That's something we see the Lioneers going hard after those offensive rebounds. If they were going that hard after the defensive rebounds, they'd probably be ahead in this game. Good.
There's Calvin, who committed the foul. He has 2 on the game so far and 9 points. Real quick, Elliot Tan wants to get the team together. At the line is Ayao, a little too strong.
That's where, when Kenny Gallo's putting together this roster, he liked having those veterans, regardless was Wesley Wu or E in there. He knows with a lot of younger players on this roster, they just need a professional to kind of hold their hand and teach them how to be a professional. Good job by them so far this season.
Missing both. Sujingyao. Sits at 10 points in the game. Guarding tightly against Oscar until he gets loose. Floater. Rattles in. That makes it a 2-point game. Pilots figuring at 55 points for a few possessions in a row now. They tried looking to Davis, but will get it out. Now to Warren, he'll throw way over everybody's head and out of bounds. Bad possession, and that will be the end of the first half. The Pirates look strong in the beginning, but now the Lioneers have caught up. Be interesting to see how they make their adjustments after the break. That's it for us for now. We'll be back after the little bit of a break.
得这一点，我们球队真的不差，每一场都输在我们自己。相信每个本土的球员，相信你的队员，我们就有机会赢球。
我们这几场打不好的时候，我觉得我们大家没有团结，我们没有靠得很近。我觉得我们应该把赢球放在第一个目标。
所以我觉得今天就跟上一场对梦想家一样，就是大家动起来打，这样这个团队才会越好。
And the last thing is when we out there on the floor, we're together. So we all play hard and do what it takes to win together as a team. We don't care if you miss a shot. Defense shouldn't be affected by that, and how hard you play shouldn't be affected by that.
领航员作战部队。
有一些防守上面沟通没有很好，所以说下半场再讲多一点。
那防守一样，我们今天还是不够强势，该找身体的就会撞。我们要积极，这是我们的主场。球在地上扑下去就有快攻，但是我们停下来，他们扑下去是他们球攻。你来干！赛前讲过，赢球是大家一起努力。现在不管本土的也很认真，然后也有得分，然后洋将也是都很努力啊，对不对？我们才有这样的成果。不管谁上多少时间，然后在场上场下就帮忙嘛，上去就会好的成果嘛。我们从落后打到赢，又再落后再赢，那是为什么？我们坚持到最后，每个人有信心出手，那就会进嘛，对不对？好不好？好，就到这。好。
Welcome back to halftime here in the Plus League. There are our colleagues Tai Bao, Cai Jingjing, and Wang Xinkai, Shen, doing a great job on the Mandarin broadcast. Get more Plus League content by liking our Facebook page, P.LEAGUE+. Coach Ben, looking at the halftime stats, right now the shooting is at a very high level. The Lioneers right now 42.5%, the Pilots 55%. And for the three-point shooting, also both above 40%. The Pilots ahead in the rebound department, but critically also have turned the basketball over a few more times than the Lioneers.
Yeah, the Pilots missed a great chance in the second quarter to put this game away, but those turnovers just let the Lioneers back in the game.
Scoring leaders for the Lioneers, Wright with 14, Evan, Li Jiarui, and Ladante Henton with 9, Oscar Gall with 8, and Wesley Wudahao with 3 of his own. Lioneers have not shot as high a percentage, but have taken 8 more shots in all, thanks to the steals and still not falling too far. Well, they are quite behind in the rebounding department. For the Pilots, Dave Henry with 19 points, Quincy Davis with 13, Sijian with 10, Hong Chen Guanchen with 5, and Willie Warren only 4 so far.
Yeah, you talked about it earlier. Warren not looking to assert himself a lot on the scoring end, but just looking to pass to his teammates, doing a great job in the first half with 6 assists.
Even though the Lioneers are looking at 4 losses in a row, they have had 11 guys on so far. We'll see how the second half progresses. More halftime analysis after a break. Tomorrow, the road team swap as the Dreamers come here to face the Pilots, and the Lioneers will head to Taipei to take on the Braves. Dentist early game 2:30, and it's always 5 o'clock somewhere, and it happens to be in Taiwan. Please drink responsibly and brush your teeth twice a day. Welcome back to Taoyuan Arena for this matchup between the Lioneers and Pilots. Checking out the highlights from the first half. The penetration was leading to a lot of openings for the Pilots, and they were getting a great job on the defensive end, especially from Quincy Davis, who had 4 blocks himself.
Yeah, around in the first half, we saw, again, those Taoyuan Pilot bigs were a great job getting behind the defense, not just getting their own opportunities, but creating opportunities for their teammates, leading them to that early lead.
The Pilots were also getting it done at the line, 11 for 14. Only allowing 6 Lioneers free throws. But the Lioneers staying disciplined, and that's an impressive thing to see from this new team and new organization, to keep their composure.
Yeah, they're very aware that if they're going to try and go in the half court every possession, it's going to be a tough battle. But if they just battle every possession defensively, get into the open court, get some good opportunities in transition, as we saw at the end of the second quarter, they're going to have a chance to compete in any game, and that's where we are now with them being down 2 at halftime.
An update on the points leaders, recalculated. Dave Henry with 19 and Davis with 13. That's for the Pilots. And for the Lioneers, Julian Wright with 14. And the second highest scorer is Evan Lee Jiarui with 9. Interesting to consider the rotations, as Oscar Gogolhal only played 12.5 minutes in the first half, maybe saving him for the second half?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Well, I'm not sure. We mentioned earlier that he's going to be at a disadvantage defensively with his demeaning stature right there. So not sure if that's a matchup thing or a saving him for the second half or saving him for tomorrow.
Thanks for watching the Plus League and supporting us on YouTube with your likes. Join the conversation in chat. We'll be back with the second half after 4.5 minutes. The Plus League represents people, player, passion, professional, and plus, trying to elevate the basketball and the entertainment surrounding it to build up the industry. Coach, in the later game, featuring the Dreamers and the Braves, maybe not the two oldest teams, but the two teams who have operated on what could be considered a professional level, the longest being part of the ABL as well.
Yeah, a couple teams coming over after the ABL stopped their season last year, this pandemic, coming over to this new Plus League this year. Good to have some experienced teams here in this league.
Right now, the top performer in the game is Davon Reed, showing off his moves, cutting inside, even contributing, of course, on the defensive end. He has 2 blocks as well.
Yeah, he continues to show his diversity on the offensive end, going from inside, outside, from the line. Again, 19 points. We'll see what he can do here in the second half.
Willie Warren on your screen. He only has made 1 2-point shot in his 2 free throws, 1 for 8 so far.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that coming to Taiwan, he's been focusing a lot more on his passing game. Again, done a great job penetrating, attracting that second defenders, and just getting teammates some easy looks, especially today out of the post with the size misadvantage or mismatch that he has against the Lioneers Hobbit defenders.
Willie Warren does have 6 assists to lead the entire game. Nobody else has more than 2.
And that's something that these Pilots players love. Again, nobody likes watching their imports go one-on-one the whole game. When they're willing passers, it makes everybody's life a lot easier.
The Pilots do lead the league in, if I can pull that up, do lead the league in team assists. And a big part is their import players. Davon Reed, willing passer as well. Quincy Davis, also opportunistic as well. The average, I finally have it. They average 22 assists per game, and their import players are averaging 10 per game. Like you said, helping out their teammates, sharing the basketball. Lioneers out of their timeout, second as per usual, or just about ready to go.
Yeah, their coaching staff never at a loss for words, taking every single second of that halftime break to figure out what they can do to try and get their losing streak to come to an end today.
Checking out the players on the floor right now. Ayao, Willie Warren, Pongpong, Chen Guanchen, Davis, and Reed for the Pilots. For the Lioneers, it will be their starters: Oscar Gall, Calvin Chen Li Huan, Evan Lee Jia-Rui, Dante Henson, number 23, and Julian Wright, right now playing the center position.
Yeah, both teams sticking with that starting lineup. See what kind of adjustments they made in that halftime break.
If you're curious, Oscar Gall is listed at 180 centimeters. That's 5'11". He's running across the formation.
You think he's really 180, Ryan?
Maybe 179 and not even a half.
Okay.
Now Evan from the right corner, too strong. LaDante in possession for the rebound. He was fouled.
And those Lioneers continue to be aggressive on the offensive glass. Again, collecting that miss by Evan. Dante Hinton creating that foul early in the third quarter.
Concerningly down by a 12-point margin in the first half. They've been able to close it out. Looking at a one-possession game right now. Through the middle. Poked away. That time, LaDante couldn't connect with Wright.
Again, good hands right there by Pongpong, getting able to help out on that pin down, but then recover back to his own mans and tip it out of bounds. 3.6 on the shot clock.
Still with an opportunity, less than 4 seconds in the possession. Wright will have to force one up with a scoop and the finish.
Again, we've seen him do nice things at the end of the shot clock, going to one-on-one. Coming out of the halftime break, the Lioneers starting out in a 2-3 zone.
Julian Wright was a first-round pick. Nice pass and 2 points for the Pilots. That time, Pongpong the recipient.
And the Pilots are so dangerous going against that zone. They have so many guys who are willing to flash middle and create from that nail position. We see Ayao doing it right there with a nice dump off to Pongpong at the post.
Foul on the floor.
And this is what the most aggressive we've seen Julian Wright be since his time in Taiwan. Again, he's after that time in quarantine, we can see him there with that scoop. He's obviously looking a little more comfortable on the offensive end as we see Ayao with a nice dump off pass from the nail.
The best player in breaking the zone in Taiwan, from Taiwan, has got to be Winston Taoyuan. Last time against the Pilots in Hsinchu, as soon as he came on, the zone completely broke down.
Yeah, it's a lot of players are very comfortable playing in space, but as soon as they get a lot of people around them, they get very uncomfortable. In that middle of the zone, you're going to attract a lot of attention. Winston with the Braves does a great job just finding the right guy or being able to shoot that mid-range pass. It's not something that every player can do against the zone.
This extra content brought to you by the fine folks with the Pilots, cleaning up the floor. We're ready to go now. Ayao pokes it away and was able to poke it to Davon Reed.
Again, great job right there by Ayao, just reading the play. The Lioneers running the same play a couple times in a row. Him being able to sniff it out, poke the ball away, get it to Davon Reed for the transition layup.
A pick and then a pick. Evan with a step back. He'll shoot. Wright pokes it. Oscar will save it. With a reload. Missed as well. Davis with a rebound, and the Pilots will head down that way. Su Jingyao have his shot blocked. They'll reset from the top. Warren guarded by Henton, getting the screen. Had that one poked away. Calvin Chen Lihuan will finally collect. His drive underneath to Evan for the easy 2.
And that's how we saw the Lioneers come back in this game at the end of the second quarter. Again, the Pilots with some sloppy play on the offensive end, just allowing the Lioneers to get out in transition.
Back to a 2-point deficit. The Pilots sitting out from the corner, kind of sidespun that one. Henton to the hoop, fouled. Davon Reed with the reach.
Once again, those Lioneers being able to get the long rebound off the missed three-pointer, but Dante Henton doing what he does best, getting to the line in transition. Not able to finish, but being able to get Davon Reed with the reach.
One of the many left-handed shooters with the Lioneers. Henton, Evan, Oscar makes the first free throw.
That's something that these defenses, it's a little easier to adjust to in the half court when you have time to think, but when you're backing up in transition trying to stop the ball, it's much harder to force a guy to his weak hand.
2 for 2. Tied basketball game at 59 apiece. Under 10 minutes in the third quarter. Lioneers sticking with their zone. Switching out the middleman again. Shoot that one a little strong. Oscar pushing the pace. We'll switch it to the other side. Calvin underneath. Out of room, he'll force up one. Reed with a little bit of a poke away.
Again, great anticipation there by Davon Reed, knowing he was going to spin back to that left hand, being able to get a piece of the ball.
Before they had Julian Wright in the middle, then they tried Evan, Julian Wright again, but that time, the alley connection to Davis.
Yeah, we talked about it in the first half. Again, that high-low from Pompong to Davis. They've played together for the last 5 years. They're very familiar with each other. Great chemistry on that play.
Backdoor to Henton. He'll get it out to Evan. To Calvin in the corner. His shot off the side of the backboard. Let me remind you, Coach, Davis has been inactive for almost 2 years now until joining the Plus League again.
Well, here's a secret for some of our viewers overseas. He may have been inactive for games, but we brought him back to practice a lot. Keep him in shape and keep our locals on their toes.
Insider information only on the English broadcast of Plus League basketball games. That time, beautiful connection, high-low, Pompong. Along with Wang Bozi with the Dreamers, 2 bigger guys who are also good passers.
Yeah, definitely a play that we worked on in the past.
Reed with a step back, and he hits.
Again, great individual offense, been able to get to the body, create space for that step back jumper.
Elliott 10 in the game now. On one of the 2 guard spots. 2-man game between Henton and Wright, between the legs, and flipping it to the other side. Seemed unnecessary, missing the layup. Guandayo also in the game, up to Davis. Early offense, and he's fouled underneath by Oscar.
Q once again getting behind the defense. Again, with Julian Wright missing that layup on one end, somebody's got to help him out, bump that big. Again, great look in transition.
All Oscar could do was foul.
And that's one of those ones where it's tough for the player. Again, if you don't foul him hard enough, he's going to go up for an and one, especially with a little bit of a height disadvantage there for Oscar Gao. You foul him too hard, you get called for a U. Again, that's a basketball play, and that's something that the refs are going to have to understand as well.
So an unsportsmanlike foul called in the end. That's why Davis has got 2 free throws in Pilots' possession. Goggle Hall will come off for number 2, Williams.
Again, you talked about it earlier, Ryan. It's going to be interesting to see Oscar Gao's minutes going into the second half. Not playing much in the first half. It looks like he's getting the early hook in the second half as well.
Speaking of missed layups, the Lioneers missed 7 or 8 against the Dreamers. Time running out. Davon Reed can't get the shot up. Bad organization by the Pilots.
Yeah, good aggressive defense there for the Lioneers with only a few seconds left on the shot clock. Again, a much needed stop.
Down by 6, the Lioneers are getting organized. Henton will put one up. No good. Pilots looking to extend this lead. Nice roll by Guanayo. Not able to hit. Reed will pull it out from the corner. Working on Henton, his sidestepper. Way short. Henton collects the rebound. Evan trying to challenge underneath. He's fouled. Finding a crease there.
Yeah, Evan doing a good job. Early transition offense, being able to get there to attack Pompong on the drive.
Under 7 minutes, that will be a TV timeout. Thanks for watching the Plus League. We'll be back after a break. The December MVP of the Plus League belongs to Jet Zhang Zongxian with the Taipei Fubon Braves. His MVP trophy and ceremony will be taking place pregame in the 5 o'clock tip between the Braves and the Formosa Taishing Dreamers. Getting a look at Julian Wright close to his bench, getting rewrapped. Getting set to go again for the rest of this one. It is 6 minutes and 41 seconds, third quarter between the Pilots and the Lioneers.
We can see Wesley Wu again stepping in as Julian Wright spends a little time with the Dreamers, or with the trainer early in the third quarter. Again, he did a good job creating a little bit of offense in that second quarter for the Lioneers. See if he can do the same thing here in the third.
Evan Lee Jarre was fouled prior to the timeout, and he'll shoot his 2 free throws. Makes the first. The 6'7" forward from Geelong Business School. Spent time with the Kingman basketball team and Jotai before landing with the Lioneers now. Missing the second. The score is 65-60 for the Pilots.
We can see the Lioneers going back to a man defense out of the timeout.
Zhijing out with a nice give and go to Guan Dao. To Pong Pong, another 3. Not this time. Elliott to the corner, now to the hoop. He'll dribble it out. Lioneers slowing it way down now with Williams having it poked away. Dive on the floor, running out of time. 2-1. Be a shot clock violation. Davon Reed's long hands.
Again, great defense there by the Pilots. Again, being able to poke the ball in the backcourt. And that's something where Williams has got to get a little bit better, organizing that offense. Both sides struggling with no natural point guard on the court.
2 guards for the Lioneers will be William Sungwei and Elliott Chen Jian-en. Reed calling for on the block. He's up against Henton. Both about 6'6". Hook shot, can't hit. Pong Pong got the offensive rebound, but a shot block. Now to Reed up top. He'll fire away and hit.
Again, the Lioneers struggling with that defensive rebounding. 5 guys watching as the shot goes up. Pong and Manimal batting the ball around among themselves, getting the assist to Davon Reed.
Elliott will shoot the mid-range, and his shot is nylon.
And that's something that the Lioneers need. They just need some outside shooting from somebody.
Tough defense, but a foul called on Williams. Got to hear Elliott Tan express himself. Not a natural Mandarin speaker, but a very precise. It was him.
Yeah, Ryan, you have yet to give us our Mandarin lesson for the day. Maybe you can give it to Elliott Tan there on the court.
I have my assistant looking for my lesson plan. We'll be getting that to you shortly. Reed dishing inside to Pong. He looks off of a shot and goes to his familiar right hook.
But again, as soon as Julian Wright gets out of the game, absolutely no inside presence there for the Lioneers. Pilots just going to work in the paint.
Elliott with a handoff. His shot is way short. Foul underneath on the defense. Time against Williams, who was called previously. That time it was number 6, Guan Dayo. Nice no-look pass. I thought he had the opening over there, but Pong choosing to go with the baby hook he's well known for.
Pong will always choose to go for that baby hook after 5 or 6 or 7 dribbles.
Now the referee's going to the table, checking things out. According to the scoreboard, there are 5 Pilots team fouls. A little bit aggressive. Looks like there will be a sideline out of bounds. Willie Warren will check into the game for Guan Dayo, who committed the foul. Now, Sun Xiao on your screen, one of the young centers for the Pilots. Not active for tonight's action. Chen Jinghuan hasn't made it onto the floor yet himself.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, as you mentioned earlier, Ryan, this is going to be the first full weekend of action for the Plus League. Both teams, or I should say all 4 teams with back-to-backs. So coach is obviously going with some different rotations, both with their locals and with the imports.
So far in the game, only 7 Pilots have played. Like Coach mentioned, shorter rotations, going for the win. They have another one here tomorrow against the Dreamers. Funny enough, because of the small league, because of the scheduling, Dreamers Pilots, 2 games in a row. Sunday, January 17th, and then Saturday, January 23rd. The score now 70-62 for the Pilots. Guan Dayo still in the game. We'll spin around and give it back to Pong. Warren trying to make space, eventually fouled by Wesley.
Again, bad foul right there. Again, 1.9 on the shot clock. You got the switch. Bailing Warren out with the foul. Obviously, Coach Lin of the Lioneers agrees. Now getting some help out there in the paint, bringing Julian Wright back in the game.
He'll take the place of Evan, and Tianhao will take the place of Williams. So Tianhao right now on Reed, working against Wu Daihao yet again. Active hands. Right, coax that pass out. Reed with a sidestepper to the right. Elliott Tan with a rebound.
Again, good 14 seconds of defense by the Lioneers there, forcing a tough shot.
There go to Henton. He's guarded by Reed. With the inside move, called for steps. Good job by Reed, sticking with the play.
Yeah, and that's the second time we've seen the Pilots just being able to force Henton to his right, anticipating the spin back to the left and creating a turnover.
Guan Dayo is bringing it up. They got a pin down for Reed. who's got the switch. But they choose to go to Warren on the other side. Driving on right, all the way to the hoop and leaving it up and in.
And that's where these Lioneers guards have struggled this whole season. Regardless of who they have in the game, they're always going to be at a size disadvantage. Warren just with the easy discard, getting right to the rim.
Tianhao, one of the shortest players in the league, dishing it off. Henshin to the hoop, and he makes the lefty layup.
Again, getting to a strong left hand. Nice finish in a crowd.
Tianhao is listed at 174. That's about 5'8.5", to be generous. Elliot Tan is 5'10" at 178. To the other side, Guan Dayo. He misses everything. Air ball.
Good. Great pass out of the post to the shooter in the corner, but a little bit off on that shot.
Doing right. Works to the middle. The Henson in the corner. His shot clanks off the iron. He'll get another chance thanks to Tianhao's poke, and hits the second one.
And that's got to be frustrating as a coach. Again, you see you guys getting killed on the defensive glass, but guys going crashing the offensive glass. These Lioneers, if they were as aggressive on the defensive glass as they are on the offensive glass, they'd be ahead in this game.
16 points for Lodante Henton as Reed with a tough all-away shot and hits. Wow.
Again, individual offense, great job by Davon Reed on that play.
A little hot potato between Wesley and Elliott. Leads to Tianhao's floater short. Can't get this offensive rebound, so the Pilots will head down the other way. To the hoop. Reed can't connect. Lodante will take his time for the layup on the other side. Good to see Reed is all right. Warren with a shake and bake and foul at the hoop. Wesley with the reach.
But again, that's where Warren, after that first half, getting it poked away from him a couple times, as we see Reed with the tough fadeaway over the contest of Wesley Wu. Again, the first half, these Lioneers guards going for those gambles, trying to go for those steals, this time with a little shake and bake behind the back, hesitation dribble, with the easy discard of the defender, getting right to the cup for the two free throws.
So Loisun will check into the game for the first time, taking the place of Wesley, and Henry Panguahan will come in for Henton. Warren makes the first free throw.
And it's such a luxury for Willie Warren there, because he knows that he can get to the rim anytime he wants, but he also knows that he's got good shooters. He's got bigs who can finish, so he can kind of pick his spots. Again, in transition, knowing that he's got those defenders backing up, he goes for the easy layup opportunity.
And he stays perfect at the line. Now 4 for 4 in today's game, stretching the Pilots' lead to 7 points. 1 minute and 15 left in the third quarter. Loisun screening for right. He's guarded by Liao-Zong. Loisun underneath. He'll get a chance to move underneath, and with his nice spin move, makes his way in for 2 points.
Again, you said it, great move baseline. Not sure if Pumpong was expecting help, but again, great finish by Loisun right off the bench.
Now from the top, barely grazing the rim. That'll be out of bounds off the Pilots.
I'm gonna say he was going for the 2 for 1, so we can live with that miss.
Good job. Sticking the right foot inside position. Got to feel good to come into the game cold, but making contribution right away.
Yeah, it's what he gets for practicing that mic and drill for hours and hours in practice.
Julian Wright will go for the 2 for 1. Can't poke it off the Pilots, so they will head down. Liao-Zong all the way to Guan Dayo and have that one stripped away. Tianhao setting up for possibly the last shot. Elliott fouled on his way to the hoop. That time Willie Warren thought he got the ball clean.
And that's we talk about these Lioneers guards being a little inexperienced, as we see Elliott with the drive. Willie getting called for the foul. Guandayo on that last play, a little bit too eager to get involved in the offense with a quick turnover, allowing the Lioneers to get these free throw opportunities.
That made shot. It is 76-72 for the Pilots. 21.5 seconds and more for the Pilots to extend the lead. Little offensive, defensive subs. Calvin and Evan in the game, so the Lioneers very long right now on the floor. The only guard is Calvin Chen Lihuan. Now Loingson shows help but backs off. Double screen action. Manimal comes up for Warren. Now Sijingyao splitting the D. Warren gets the foul. And it'll be free throws. Good job by the Pilots.
And that's where we mentioned that Warren can get to the basket anytime he wants. Again, with the lineup he has on the court right now, knowing that Davon Reed is resting, he knows that he's going to have to take a much bigger role. Able to get to the free throw line again for 2 shots.
Now a Lioneers offensive sub, perhaps. Ladante, Oscar coming into the game for Lioneers, and so will Tianhao. So maybe giving his guys an extended break, part of the equation.
Yeah, let's just hope we don't give up an offensive rebound first.
Still setting it up. You can hear quite a bit without any fans in the stands. All part of the Taoyuan area's pandemic prevention measures with a recent local transmission. Free throw down. There's Sean Chen, general manager for the Taoyuan Pilots. Sitting over by the bench. For the free throws, Pilots 16 for 19, Lioneers 10 for 14. Made that 17 for 20. Oscar with a 3/4 court heave. Can't get the miracle shot, so we'll head to the 4th quarter. After a couple minutes, we'll be back with the last frame of this basketball game. Stick with us. Taoyuan Pilots up by 5 heading into the 4th quarter. Our last look at some highlights before we get back to the action. Chen Guanquan showing off from the outside and inside. And of course, it wouldn't be on the stat sheets if it doesn't also include his baby right hand hook.
And showing those muscles that he's been working so hard for. On the broadcast, great to see those get a little airtime.
Thanks for watching the Plus League. If you're watching on YouTube, you can go ahead and support us by giving the video a like. That'd really help us a lot. Through the middle, Guan Daiyo. I saw him working on that mid-range floater in practice.
Yeah, great step through, off the glass with some touch. Nice finish.
Lo Yingsen also in the game. Lodante hits the mid-range.
And that's what the Lioneers are going to need here in this fourth quarter. Again, with only one import on the court, they're going to need to rely on him to jumpstart this offense.
Reed, the one import for the Pilots, will drive right and get fouled from behind. Chen Lihuan.
Yeah, and this is where the Lioneers have struggled this whole season. In fourth quarters, they've kind of struggled offensively. Off to a good start today here with that Henton step back.
That'll be the second on Calvin, where we see Lodante Henton with 20 points in the game. The only player with any foul trouble is Wesley with 4. Nobody else has more than 3. Reed. To Guan Daiyo, running out of time. He'll force one up and bank that one.
Do you see him working on that one before the game too?
I did not.
Okay.
Maybe I got to stay a little bit longer. Or get here earlier, I should say. Now Lo Yingsen will try himself. Well short. Evan will get the offensive board underneath to Oscar. Looks like he might have got the foul on the head fake. Davis wants to make sure. Checking out that one. Running out of time. Guan Daiyo stepping up big for his team. Oscar with a backdoor. Cuts it short. Henton running out of time himself. Spins. Now inside. He'll put it up. Evan there. They call it didn't hit the rim, so shot clock violation, Lioneers.
Again, the Pilots just sticking with that game plan, forcing him into a right-hand drive. Obviously not as comfortable going right as left. Able to get the stop.
Lioneers back in their zone defense. Getting away for Ayo for a second. Reed sets one up for Guan Daiyo. Will float it with the right hand. Off the backboard, too strong. Davis with the rebound. Reed through the middle. To the other side, blocked but fouled. Tough time for the Lioneers, trying to hold off Davis.
Yeah, and he could attract so much attention that Manimal is able to just sneak behind that zone, get it on the baseline. Lioneers obviously disagreeing with that foul, but contact on the hand sending Manimal to the line.
2 team fouls for the Lioneers, 1 for the Pilots as Manimal clinks the first free throw.
And this is where Quincy usually gets involved. Offensive rebounds off free throws.
Doesn't matter. The second free throw goes in. For the Pilots, their point total reaches 84. Henton looking for a teammate. He'll find Oscar. Moving through the middle, running out of time. Lo Yingsen back to Oscar. And he just dribbles out the clock. Good defense. Guan Daiyo was up front.
Yeah, this is what we've seen in the last few fourth quarters. When it gets to the fourth quarter, Lioneers really have a tough time initiating their offense. With Dante Henton, really the only scorer on the court, attracting so much attention. Great individual defense and team defense by the Pilots there.
The whole Pilots bench is energized by that one. They average 95 points a game. The Dreamers, the Lioneers, and the Dreamers only averaged 91 points through 4 games or 5 games in the season. Guan Daiyo getting the double. We'll get it to Reed up top. He's driving. Now underneath, nice find to Manimal, but he's blocked by Evan. Now that will be a shot clock violation. The referee certified, did not hit the rim either.
Yeah, great recovery right there by the Lioneers. Manimal once again sneaking behind the defense. Ball tipped, forcing the 24-second shot clock violation.
Matching up against Davis is Julian Wright, who was in for that defensive possession. Elliott guarding tightly by Guan Dayo. 2 number 6s. Davis will get the loose ball. Like you say, Elliott's not a natural point guard, I should say. Shi Jingyao for the 2 points on the fast break. Timeout Lioneers, they're going to talk it over. Down by 11, facing a 5-game losing streak. Less than 9 minutes left in this game. We'll go to a break. Get more Plus League content by liking the Facebook page, P.LEAGUE with a plus symbol, Instagram, P.LEAGUE.official, and Twitter, @P_League_EN for English content. If you want to follow up with the up-to-date stats of each game, go to the league site, PLeagueofficial.com. You'll see that the leading scorer for the Pilots is Davon Reed with 28. He averages 29. Right with a turn and left hook. Rims out. Quincy Davis leading the break. Will throw it into the corner, out of the reach of Shi Jingyao. Yang Yingfeng seems to think a Lioneers touched it out of bounds, but the call remained purple basketball, or white basketball, I should say. Purple is their accent color right now. Elliott receiving the handoff. Now the Pan Guanhan, who has it poked away. Good hands by the Pilots.
And the Lioneers just continue to struggle in fourth quarters, not being able to get any offense initiated.
The Pilots are patient. Now to the Manimal, ripping through the middle, rolls that one in.
Again, great aggressive move on that roll, able to get it off that little pocket pass. Strong finish. Chance for the three-point opportunity.
This fourth quarter, getting away from the Lioneers. They only have 2 to the Pilots' 10.
Seem to be reading the same script every game. Again, the Lioneers coaching staff right now trying to figure out solutions.
Finishes the and one, and the Lioneers will get 2 guards in. Oscar Gaoguohao and Tian Hao will get even smaller by subbing out Pan Guanhan for Xiao Sun-Yi, number 1.
And that's where they're still trying to find their identity. Obviously struggling in the half court, now going with a little bit more speed.
Almost losing out of bounds of Xiao Sun-Yi. Tian Hao looking for Wright in the corner. He's matched up by Manimal. Underneath Oscar. No, that's Evan. Running out of space. Oscar now from the corner. Can't hit. Xiao Sun-Yi can't get the putback. Now the Pilots with numbers. Reed loses that one. Fumble on the floor. Lioneers 4-on-2. Xiao Sun-Yi missing the right-handed layup. Pilots will outlet it.
Sloppy start to the fourth quarter here.
Reed. The pom-pom. Intercepted. Tian Hao read that one all the way. Xiao Sun-Yi to Oscar. He'll shoot another 3 from the side and hit gets this one. A little bit of a flurry. Now the Lioneers get it back to within 11.
Yeah, and this is what happened at the end of the second quarter. Lioneers getting a little fortunate off the Pilots' turnovers, being able to capitalize in transition.
Xiaosui sticking with Reed until he gets by. A little strong with the layup, right with the rebound. He wants them to space the floor. Oscar with a mid-range. Clanks out. Pilots breaking the pressure easily. Right, pokes it away. One on Hsinchu out. He'll just flip it up and miss it. That's a Fang Chang if I've seen one.
It's an interesting decision against a shorter defender. Again, nice hustle there by Ayao after the turnover to hustle back and force this miss in transition.
Trying to go with the early casual layup. Too strong.
Short stepping it and coming up a little bit too strong.
Not what the Lioneers need. Right will sit for Ladante Henton, so going even smaller. 3 smallish forwards and 2, would you say, point guards for the Lioneers.
At this point, you got to try something different. It's obvious that going regular, 2 smalls, 2 forwards, 1 big isn't working. Might as well try to mix up the pace of the game a little bit.
Reed will finish this time. 2 points. They reach the 91-point mark. Lichare with a teammate's seal. Tian with another rebound. Henton with a 3. We've seen this before.
Yeah, these Lioneers get after it on the offensive glass. They crash everybody. Able to get another second-point chance opportunity from the 3-point line.
A foul call, but the whistle was inaudible. On the, it'll be a sideline out of bounds. Lee Jiahui on your screen started his career as a center. Maybe with the same body size has been moved to closer to a small forward position.
Yeah, that's where these versatile players are very valuable for these coaches. You can use them from 2 to the 4. You can use guys like Julian Wright, who started out as a 4. He's able to play the 5. Just allows these coaches a little more flexibility in their rosters.
What's not flexible is the team foul count. 5 for the Lioneers. 5 minutes and 30 seconds in the game left. Pilots will be at the free throw line from now on. 1 for 2 from the line. Davon Reed with 31 points in the game. His high of 39. Xiaosui with a lefty floater. Lioneers with a full court trap now. Broken by the Pilots.
And that's what they need to do. Again, switch up the pace a little bit. See if that works for them.
Late foul call. Pong Pong receiving from Manimal. More free throws. They can't afford to trade 2 for 1 with 5 minutes left. They got to keep up the pace.
Exactly. Being down 9 points with 5 minutes left, you're not going to win if you go possession by possession. Here, trying to get up, pressuring full court, trapping in the half court, hoping for some good things to happen.
What they don't want is to be like last Saturday's game where they sent Anthony Tucker to the line 18 times in the game. Missed free throw, 10-point game still. Up ahead, Lee Jiahui. To Tianhao with a nice cut. Reed erases it.
Once again, we see Davon coming from the weak side, anticipating that layup. Nice block.
Reed getting by Tianhao. Underneath the Hsinchu. Hit at the hoop, not called. 2 points anyways.
We can see these Lioneers, smaller guards really struggling to defend the first line of defense, forcing a lot of help.
Evan will look off a shot and just hand it off to Xiaosui. Running low on the shot clock. Pong Pong intercepts that pass. Pilots take it up slow.
Again, way to slow things down. Again, Up 12 with 4 minutes left. No rush here for the Pilots. But one possession at a time.
Switching everything. Xiaosui is on read. Staying in front. Good job. Pom Pom. Looks like he'll be the last one to shoot it. Puts it up. Righty. Hook shot. Ladante collects the rebound. Tian Hao switching the side. Li Jiarui will get it to Henton. Low feed. Hook shoot. Short.
Again, the captain Pom Pom slowing everybody down. Trying to get the ball back in the post where he can dribble 5 more times and get that baby hook.
Zijiao, guarded by Henton. Underneath, Manimal finishes at the hoop through contact. And another timeout, Lioneers. They've fallen to 14 points behind in this game, less than 3.5 minutes left. Desperation time for the Lioneers yet again.
Yeah, but we've seen it the whole game. Ayao doing a great job at the point of the attack, getting to that second line of the defense, and Manimal just sneaking behind, getting that open spot, able to finish through a little bit of contact with that nice left-hand layup.
They were down 10-2 and are playing just a little bit better, but down 9 points in the quarter.
Yeah, there's been a lot of issues for the offensive end of the Lioneers, but here we see them, regardless offensively or defensively, just some miscommunications, not able to get on the same page. As we see the Lioneers coaching staff there trying to cut into this 14-point lead.
Instructing his players that they got to stay active. Their inside-out game not paying off right now.
Yeah, it's tough to have an inside-out game when you don't have any outside shooters.
That's true. The Lioneers are the least accurate team from the perimeter. Their three-point percentage at 28.5%. The only team lower are the Taipei Fulham Braves, who are very proficient on the inside and decent at the free throw line. They average 95 points a game. We'll see them later at the 5 o'clock game. Checking the game now, Williams.
And the Lioneers just trying anything here to get back in this game, going with the all-local lineup.
Way across the lane, Xiaosui unable to finish the layup. Guan Dao spins through and makes it to the front court with a head of steam. Underneath, Warren there for easy two.
That's where that first line of defense, they just got to do a better job. Again, we've seen Tian Hao get beat off the ball. Oscar Gao get beat right there. Tian Hao beat. It just puts so much pressure on that back line of defense to defend two.
Score getting pulled apart. Lioneers looking at another loss. Not so much that they completely lost in the second half, but they let get away for sure in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Underneath to Willie Warren, dribble it off his own foot.
Yeah, coming into out of the third quarter break, the Lioneers still had a chance. Just not able to do it in the fourth quarter once again.
Pan Guanghan, the tallest Lioneer on the floor. Calvin will come in, and so will Elliot Han. Stick around for the post game where they have a player interview. Pan Guanghan misses the mid-range. Guan Dao with his own Euro step throws it away. Give and go to Calvin. He's up. Lefty finishes the layup. A little bit of full court man. The Pilots break with Manimal losing it to Calvin. He's still playing hard. 2 more points. That'll stop the clock. Looks like we'll have a timeout. I want to talk it over. Kobilun saw something and is arguing with the referees. The Pilots indeed call timeout. They've done a great job looking at 2 wins in a row, moving up to 3-2.
That's where the Lioneers are never going to quit. They've shown that this whole season. Doesn't matter how far they're going to be down. We see Calvin Chen getting up defensively, poking the ball away, getting a couple nice open court layups. They're going to go to the whistle. That's something that the Pilots are going to have to figure out how to do.
No challenge a couple times for Calvin, making it all the way down. The king of Hsinchu there with a steal and takeaway as well. The biggest difference right now in the basketball game is the rebounding stats, which also probably corresponds to the shooting percentage. The Pilots, 48% of the game. The Lioneers, only 38%. That's led to 53 rebounds for the Pilots, 33 for the Lioneers.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to win a game when you're down 20 on the rebounding side.
So corresponding with the score, the Pilots getting in some of their subs. Guan Dayo has been playing well recently and is showing up in this game as well. A little bit lucky with his financial institution, rewarding him with 3 points. Really doing a good job in the flow of the game, and also on the defensive end as well. He has 9 points and 4 assists.
And that's where, regardless of how many imports are going to be on the court, these locals are always going to have an opportunity to shine. We saw in the last game that the Pilots won. Ayao in the fourth quarter stepped up, had a great fourth quarter. Today, the Pilots getting contributions from off the bench, off their starting lineup, not just their imports. It's a lot easier to win that way in this league.
Number 18, Lai Guowei, and number 25, center Ling Zhen in the game, getting their first playing times this afternoon.
Looks like the Pilots getting a little bit more rest before tomorrow's game against the Dreamers.
Warren hits that one. The Pilots have reached 101. Maybe a little bit more significant if they were the Taipei team. Taipei 101, tallest building in the world for a number of years. Tianhao's shot misses, and Warren will grab the rebound. Dribbles through 2, through 3, all the way to the hoop, and he's fouled.
And you can see Willie right there. We said it early. He can get to the rim anytime he wants. They're dribbling through 4 Lioneers, creating the foul at the basket, getting back to the line for 2 more free throws.
Slowly building up his point total. Willie Warren, 14, make it 15.
Yeah, we saw him in the first half with a couple shots from the perimeter, which is something he doesn't look to be as comfortable with. Obviously very comfortable from the free throw line, though.
Still perfect from the line. The Plus League is brand new, but it'll be interesting to see how long Willie Warren can keep up his perfect free throw shooting. Calvin Lai Guowei with a reach foul.
Yeah, it's obvious from the way he plays that he's going to get lots of opportunities every game. Again, been in the line 10 times already today. Sure, we'll see more of the same tomorrow.
Loose ball, Lai Guowei will come away with it. Looking a little bit clunky right now. Lucky that poke away goes to a Pilot. Lioneers are swarming, running low on time. Lai Guowei sporting big knee braces to Guan Dayo. This time, his financial institution was closed for business. Pan Guanhan through the middle, gets the foul. That time, Ling Zhen committing. Out of Songsan High School, former teammates with Oscar Gao, right now on the bench for the Lioneers.
Yeah, both getting their first taste of a professional league, obviously going through some growing pains. Oscar getting a little bit more time on the court, but talking to these Pilots players, they're excited about Lin Zheng's future.
Lioneers will have just a little bit more time to think it over because they head to Taipei to take on the Braves in tomorrow's 5 p.m. game. Chen, part of the group that brings it to the front. They're patient with it to Like. He clanks it in. 3 points for the guard.
And again, we see Willie Warren under the basket looking for his teammates. One more assist for him today.
Shooting foul, and Calvin will go to the line. And a replay of that. Like away. Fresh into the game, contributing on the scoreboard. The Pilots showing their team energy, team synergy, cheering from the sideline. Already in second place and inching their way up to the Braves. Still a perfect 5-0. One of the features of the top team is their import players don't take up that high percentage of the shots, and the local domestic players really stand out in the fourth quarters.
That's the way with these rules. Locals are always going to have a chance in the fourth quarter. Interesting foul call here at the end of the game. Sending Guandayo back to the line for 2 more free throws.
The referees don't seem to really give the defense a lot of space, especially in the full court to half court traps. A lot of fouls called on the Lioneers when they were trying to chase both the Braves and the Dreamers last weekend.
But we've mentioned it earlier, a lot of that is these Taiwanese refs are going to call it if you reach in, regardless of where you get the ball or hands. And that's just where we've seen some of the more veteran players, 2 hands straight up, no foul called. So that's where these younger guards are going to have to learn.
Guandayo missing the first and missing the second. Thankfully inconsequential to the final score, final result, as Calvin goes coast to coast. Now that might be punishable. Guandayo calls the player 30-second timeout with less than 9 seconds left in the game. They're gonna head to the sidelines and get reset as the Lioneers' desperation coming to a close. Pilots setting a regular season record in scoring with 106 right now. Heading into the evening game, we'll see Stephen Hicks for the first time in the Plus League. He'll suit up for the Dreamers. Shooting guard, played formerly with the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. Indeed, 106 is the high score of the Plus League. The last one was a 105 by the Braves against these Lioneers. Can't be happy with their defensive effort. And now the Lioneers call their own regular timeout. Kobe Lewin, not enough time with a 30-seconder. Get his players back.
Lord knows we wouldn't want to take any of these timeouts home. Again, 15-point game with 8.7 seconds left. We'll see if they can drop a 15-point play, defensive play.
Reminding the guys about playing to the final buzzer. On the other side, Yang Yifeng, he's got one more timeout in his pocket, maybe saving it for tomorrow.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. We don't want to see 3 timeouts in a row. That would be a record for the Plus League too, right, Ryan?
That will certainly be. The combination of the 30-second timeouts and the coaching timeouts.
Well, the Lioneers still have a 20-second or a 30-second timeout too, right? We're going to get to see that.
Don't jinx it, Coach.
Yeah. We got one more game at 5 o'clock. We don't want to run into that one.
Local time, 4:37 p.m. January 16th, Saturday, 2021. Lioneers closing out this game. Maybe trying to get a steal and one more possession, but time will eventually run out. That'll be the basketball game, 106-91. The Taoyuan Pilots got 2 wins in a row. Lioneers dropped to 1-5 on the season. Players will shake in the middle, and so will the coaches congregate in front of the scoring table. Post-game, we'll have the player interview over there at Taibao. we'll get it sorted out and bring you the post-game interview. It'll be a domestic player. Congratulations to the Pilots. They got their act together in the third quarter and the fourth quarter especially to pull this one off.
Yeah, we saw them in the fourth quarter just being able to go to work on those offensive boards. We talked about earlier with that advantage on the rebounding end. It's going to be tough for those teams to battle the Pilots in the fourth quarter, especially with Quincy Davis able to get out there.
They tried for a bit with all domestic players. It didn't work in the end. There's the line score, 28-18 in the fourth quarter. They also won the third quarter, and so did the first quarter. The Pilots pulled this one off. Lioneers still looking for answers. And we're just about ready for our post-game interview with a player. As we see Davis talking it over with former teammate Liu. There we have Taibao on the Mandarin broadcast, talking to number 30 Pong Pong for the Pilots. Now asked about how his personal performance have come down for the team. Talk about he has put a lot of thought into it, but the coaches told him to keep it simple. He's got 10 points in the game, 12 rebounds. Now asked about the alley-oop with Davis, Quincy Davis underneath. Davis indeed told him prior to look for him on the dunker spot. Now asked about the season performance so far. He's admitted that he thought he hasn't played well, but now heading into what the coaches have set out as the second round, they look to play a lot better and make their way higher in the Plus League standings. Thanks for Taibao and thanks for Pong Pong for joining us in the post-game player interview. We'll head to a break before some final thoughts on this Plus League basketball game. Welcome back to the post game where the Pilots have defeated the Lioneers. And the young Lioneers are still searching for answers. They'll be heading to Taipei for tomorrow's evening matchup. Over on the Mandarin side, Tai Qingqing and Wang Xinkai on the Mandarin broadcast, wrapping things up. Over on our side, looking at the stats, the final score is 106-91 for the Pilots. Shooting percentage, shooting 50%. The Lioneers struggling a little bit more at only 39%. The rebounding difference might have been it for the Pilots, 51-35, and the turnovers not costing the Pilots in the end, but I'm sure something that they want to talk over with the coaching staff and the players.
Yeah, we saw the Pilots give the Lioneers an opportunity, them just not being able to hold on to it.
Tomorrow will be the Taixing Dreamers, the Formosa Taixing Dreamers coming in to take on the Pilots. Their game will be at 2:30 p.m. That's game number 12 in the Plus League season. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like on the video before heading out. And check out the Braves Dreamers game coming up next. I'm Ryan Chen along with Coach Ben saying goodbye for now.